Hello, welcome to another Degenerate Era podcast. This video, we're going to be doing something just a little bit different. We're actually going to be doing a reaction to a single released a couple of weeks ago called Naysayer by the band Misery Index. Misery Index are a kind of metalcore heavy band. I actually saw them live a few years ago in Germany. Me and my pal went over. It was actually kind of crazy. We got to see them. They were playing with Gorguts and Aborted, two of my favourite bands. Aborted, really, really awesome. That kind of groovy, technical, brutal death metal. Gorguts are something else as well. They're kind of like on that really obscure end of the spectrum. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then Gorgut's definitely someone to check out. But Misery Index, Naysayer, it was weird how it came about. We actually ended up the digs that we got when we were in Germany anyway, because I'd actually bumped into a German girl like 2 or 3 years prior to this in Glasgow. She was having a drink with one of my mates. I think they just met up after a gig or whatever. And then fast forward a couple of years, 2, 3 years, and I put on Facebook or something like that me and my mate were going to. I think it's near Mannheim. We saw the gig, and then this girl she saw on Facebook, because we'd been connected as friends or whatever. We hadn't even spoken, and since I met her in Glasgow that night, and she basically said that the gig, which I remember would be in the first week of May, and I remember it was the first week of May. Can't remember what year, but I remember the week, because the girl that I'd met, she gave me a shout and she was like, "Oh, it's a German holiday, like a bank holiday or national holiday or something like that." And she was like, "You and your mate, you're going to be practically in the town over from where my parents stay, and because it's that German national holiday, I'm going to be back at home staying with the parents. So if you want, I'll basically pick you up via the airport, and I'll be your taxi for a couple of days. You can stay basically in the basement, this big ass basement full of random stuff, including like a guitar and that, sitting having a drink and a wee play about an acoustic guitar there." But no, it was really cool. We got put up in this house. This old German couple, they barely spoke a word English, but the couple of mornings we were there, would get up and they'd put this massive spread on. It was like that big table that you see that image of, was it the Last Supper, Jesus and his disciples. It was like that. They had like all the different food and whatever, so it was pretty cool. Anyway, we're this video might be clunky as anything. I'm literally trying to record this off a screen, so I'm gonna skip over to the video. I'm gonna play the video and I'll just give my thoughts on it as we go. I've not actually listened to Misery Index in a long time, so we'll see how it goes. So again, excuse all the plottering about on the screen there. It'll disappear in a second. We're just gonna jump in. Let's crack on. See, I like this about bands like Misery Index. They're just coming in like a million miles an hour. Those fast riffs, you've got those crazy fast drums and whatever. You've got that real ferocity and energy in behind it. The vocals come in. It's got that growl and grunt, the power behind the aggression. This sort of stuff. It's I don't know. There's so much of this sort of stuff out there. But Misery Index were one of the bands that once in a while I will listen to, and they're always hard hitting. They've always got a bit of that sort of like that punch and behind it. So yeah, so far decent. Those kind of blast beat bits that come in that give it that extra punch, just that extra acceleration, just to speed up for that quick moment. It's pretty cool. Those groovy riffs, as well. Again, it doesn't sound like there's any boundaries being broken here, but those sort of seething, scrapey riffs and chords up and down the fretboard, a lot of ferocity and speed in there. So, like you can see, this song's only 2.5 minutes long. I don't imagine it's going to slow down and have an acoustic interlude anytime soon. Kind of, much what I expected, but yeah, I like this sort of stuff. It's the kind of stuff that if you're seeing this live, you're gonna be half the time you're gonna be running around in a circle going nuts. Another time you're sitting at the back, your head's going. That's what I like about the groove in the music. That sort of groove in the music is my favorite go-to thing in music in general. It doesn't even have to be heavy music if it's got that groove, and it can catch you and it'll hold your attention. So yeah.
Against the way on narcissist process, you naysaying pain, insanity and amulet of death. Vice and virtue, the same for an naysayer, the scorning naysayer, the swarming naysayer, quick to judge and run, a Satanist on the ground.
The changing pace here, probably going to go off on a tangent, maybe get a couple of ripping leads. I like this as well, it's came out the gates, it's super fast and ferocious, and it's basically went through a couple of cycles there in just a minute and a half, and we're now going to get that kind of breakdown bit. We'll see where they go with it. You can hear already they've got the chugging riffs, those heavy, chunky riffs, so yeah, digging it. Yeah, so all in all, a pretty straightforward Misery Index song there. Like I said before, and it even reminded me of the gig that I did go to. Can see why a band like this would go out with a band like Aborted. I mean, they are a different style, a different subgenre within metal, but it's that overriding sort of groove, that chunky, driving riffs that they've got. Pretty simple and it's pretty simple song in general. It's only 2 minutes 20 long or whatever. But it's all about the riffs, and they're the kind of songs that I don't know about anyone else, but it catches my attention because it is those the kind of groovy riffs that they maybe want you to bob your head and whatever. Bands like Aborted, even bands like Mastodon and such, that's what it is. Rammstein. Stuff like Pantera, loads of those different bands. They all sound totally different, but they've got that groove and they've got that heavy, chunky riffage throughout. And a lot of these bands also will pull in a bit of melody as well throughout the brutality. So yeah, that's the first time I've actually listened to Misery Index in a while, and pretty decent. So yeah, not bad. I'm gonna look forward to getting the headphones on later and listening to that whole album. Anyway, that's what I thought. So that's about the end of this video. Until the next one, peace.